Kia ora and welcome to this IT training tutorial video on creating your table of contents, list of figures, and list of tables. This is one of your absolutely final thesis steps, only done after you've combined all your chapters together to make your final thesis document, and you'll also have wanted to have updated all of your caption numbering, formatted your endnote citations, created your bibliography, and corrected the page numbers so that these tables and lists are the very last items you add. I've created headings in this document to hold the table of contents and list of figures and list of tables. So those are already in place. Now I'm just going to add the actual tables and lists. Just to remind you, the table of contents will contain all my headings. I can actually see all of them here in my navigation pane. That's effectively going to be my table of contents. My list of figures, on the other hand, is going to contain all of the captions for anything in my document where I've used the figure label. And my list of tables will contain every caption that uses the label table. So here we go. I'm going to go back to the table of contents page. I might turn on my non-printing characters on the Home tab so I can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to click below the heading, and I'll go either to the References tab and choose Table of Contents. If I do that, I'm going to choose a custom table of contents, or I will go to the Insert menu and choose Index and Tables, and then I just select Table of Contents. Now notice when you're in either one of these that you will see that there are 3 levels displayed. You can change that in here, otherwise I wouldn't change anything else. You can just click OK. So now my table of contents has been added to the document. I'll go on to do my list of figures. Oops, I've got a problem here. I don't need that page break anymore. I'll just delete that. And it looks like I'm just going to have to fix that and turn off the number. And here we go with the next step. So underneath my list of figures heading, I'm going to add my list of figures. Again, you can go to the References tab and choose Insert Table of Figures, or you can go to the Insert menu and choose Index and Tables, and this time just change it to Table of Figures. Either way, it'll work the same. What you need to do for this one is just set it so that the caption label is set to figure. And that's it. Click OK. And there's my list of figures. Finishing off my list of tables. Don't need that extra page break. Finishing off my list of tables, I'll go in here and do the same kind of thing. I'm going back to the table of figures once more, and this time I'm just changing the caption label to say table, and then I'll click OK. Now, I've kind of led you down the garden path because actually I would do the table of contents last. My list of abbreviations has been pushed so far away now, it's now on page 12, but if I go back to my table of contents, it thought that it was on page 13. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to update this. So I'm going to right click and choose Update Field. Now, whenever you do this, it's a lot of work for your table of contents to update the entire table, so only select that if you need to change the text here. Otherwise, just updating the page numbers, click OK, and now I see all of these needed to be fixed. So actually, the table of contents is the very last thing you should put in. And I'll just point out one more thing in here. Some people don't like to have the entry for the table of contents inside their table of contents. So if you want to take that out, just select it from the left and use the delete key, and you're done. Okay, that concludes this IT training tutorial video on creating your table of contents, list of figures, and list of tables. Thanks for your attention. Kia ora.